Welcome, dear students. In the previous classes, we had discussed a slow sand filter, a rapid sand filter, the various parts of a slow sand and a rapid sand filter. So, in today's class, we will be discussing the working and the washing of a rapid sand filter. So, we know that in the case of a rapid sand filter, the rapid sand filtration process, it is preceded by sedimentation with coagulation. In the case of slow sand filter, just before filtration, the previous process is plain sedimentation. There is no chemical coagulant added. Whereas in the case of rapid sand filter, just before the filtration process, the sedimentation is aided by adding chemical coagulants. So, and it is from the coagulant or clarification basin that the water will enter the filter unit. Now, coming to the working of a rapid sand filter. So, the working as well as the washing of a rapid sand filter unit are controlled by 6 valves. So, there are 6 valves which controls the whole process of the working as well as the backwashing of a rapid sand filter. So, they are usually here in this figure, like you see in the figure here, it is designated as valve A, B, C, D, E and F. To the left side you can see the valve A at the influent. At the inlet you can see a valve, there is it is shown as valve A. Then you have valve B, valve C, valve D, and to the right here, right near the wash water rate controller you can see valve E, and above that there is an air pipe, so it is controlled by valve F. So these are the 6 valves which controls the working and the washing of a rapid sand filter unit. Now, so here you have 6 valves. Valve A is the inlet valve, valve B is a filtered water storage valve. So it is the valve A or the inlet valve, or it's also called as the influent valve. It is through this valve that the water from the coagulation clarification tank enters the filter unit. And then we have valve B. Valve B is the filtered water storage tank valve. That is a valve which controls the flow into the filtered water storage tank. Then we have valve C. So it is the wastewater valve to drain the water from the main drains. Then we have valve D. It is the wastewater valve to drain the water from the inlet chamber, valve D. And then you have valve E. It is the wash water storage tank valve. And then we have valve F, which is the compressed air valve. So, coming to the normal working state of a filtration unit. For normal working of a filtration unit, all the valves are kept closed. That is, all the 6 valves except valve A and valve B will be kept closed. So, C, D, E and F valves are closed and only valve A and valve B will be open. So, valve A is opened. Why do we open valve A? It is the inlet valve, isn't it? So, valve A is opened to permit water from the coagulation or the sedimentation basin to enter the filtration unit. So, that's why we open valve A, and valve B is opened in order to carry the filtered water to the filtered water storage tank. All other valves will be closed, remain closed during the normal process of filtration, and they will be operated only during the process of backwashing. So, that we will be discussing. Now, the filter will operate usually under the flow of gravity, or it will flow under gravity, and since there is around 2 meters head above the bed, it is under the gravity that the filtration process occurs, and normally they are designed for a filtration rate of 3000 to 6000 liters per hour per meter squared of the filter area, total filter area. So, this is a typical working of a rapid sand filter. Now, coming to the backwashing process. So, backwashing process, it actually refers to the pumping of water backwards through the filter media. So, we know that as the water keeps filtering through the filter media, the particles of the filter media will be clogged. There will be the voids between the particles. So, what happens is the impurities that are present in water will be entrapped between these sand particles. So, as the water keeps filtering, after a due course, what happens? The efficiency will reduce, or the rate of filtration will reduce. So what we have to do, we have to maintain the filter media. So this process of maintaining the filter media, we call it as backwashing. So here actually what happens is the flow is reversed. So as water flows from under gravity from the filter tank, it will be filtered through the filter media and collected at the storage tank. So in this case, water will flow, or there will be a reverse flow of water from the bottom to the top, so that the filter media can be washed. So this process we call it as backwashing. So it consists of reversing the flow of water so that it enters from the bottom of the filter bed. It will lift and rinse the filter bed and then exit through the top of the filter tank. So this process of cleaning the filter bed periodically in order to maintain it, we call it as backwashing. So we'll see how the backwashing is effected. So normally a filter is washed when the loss of head through the filter has reached a very high level. So when the loss of head has reached the maximum level, then we go for the backwashing process. So the rapid gravity filters are washed by either sending air and water up, not either, we send both air and water into the filter media upwards through the bed, and this is called as a reverse flow. Okay, and the sequence of operation, there is a sequence of operating the valves. So we'll see how it is operated. So firstly, in the backwashing process, in the first step, what we do is we will close the influent valve, that is valve A will be kept closed. So whatever water has entered is will be there, but then the valve A, that is we will stop the inflow of water from the sedimentation tank. So firstly the valve A will be closed, then we will allow the filter to operate till the water level reaches the edge of the trough. So there will be already entered water in the tank. So the filter will be allowed to operate so that the water level will reach towards the end of the trough. So here the wash water troughs, I had told you this in the previous session when we discussed the various parts of a rapid sand filter. So as the water and until the water it reaches the lower edge of the trough, the filtration process will be allowed, and then after this the effluent valve B will be closed. So first we will close the valve A, and then water will be allowed to normally filter through the filter media, and then we will close the effluent valve B. So here you can see the valve B. So valve B is the valve which through which the filtered water will that is the water to the storage tank will be controlled by valve B. So this valve will be closed next. That is after closing valve A, and after normal filtration process we will close the valve B. You can see valve B, A and B here in this figure. And now the next step is we will open the air valve F. So to the right you can see there is an air pipe. So this valve F will be opened in order to allow the air to blow back through the collector system. So air will be allowed to blow into the filter media, and usually it is at a rate of 1 to 1.5 meter cubed free air per minute per square meter of bed area. For about 2 to 3 minutes the air will be allowed to flow. And where the air distribution system and water collector system, here you can see there is two separate, the air distribution system is separate, then to the right you can see the water system, they are separate, and now both air and water will be circulated simultaneously into the filter media. Now after opening a valve F and allowing air to back through the collector system, we will close the air valve. The valve, next step is closing of the air valve, that is valve F, and we will open the wash water valve E. So the valve E will be next opened, and this is to prevent the dislodgement of the finer gravel. So after opening the water that is E will be allowed to open, and then we will open the waste water valve D in order to carry the wash water to the drain. So after you allow air and water together or simultaneously to enter into this, then finally we will open the valve D in order to carry the wash water to the drain. This process of washing is continued until the wash water will appear clear. So this, as water and air enters into the filter media and flow upwards, what happens is all these clogged particles and other dirt will mix along with water, and this waste water will be formed, which will be carried away through the valve D. So this process of washing will continue until the water will appear clear. So then we will close the wash water valve E and then close the waste water valve D, and this process will be continued, and then we will open the influent valve A slightly and also open the valve C, leading to the filtered water to wash the wash water drain, and this is continued for a few minutes. Now finally we will close valve C and open valve B. Now then we can say that the filter is now back into service after completely being washed off the dirt and the debris. So this process of cleaning the filter media, we call it as backwashing. Now normally what we have to see is that the water that is used for backwashing should be only filtered water. We have to use only filtered water for the backwashing process, and the total wash water that is being used should not exceed 2% of the treated water. So this is the process of backwashing. So I hope it is clear. So I'll be sharing another YouTube video of a backwashing process. You all have to watch that as well. Thank you.